This is getting super, super serious. Not that it wasn't serious before, but if you're planning on playing in the cryptocurrency game and take advantage of the biggest shift in generational wealth in history, you got to understand the game that is happening now. On my channel, I've been sharing with you to stay out of the get rich quick. And what I'm going to work to do is to keep you stoic, to keep you calm, because the game has changed. This is no longer meme coin. This is no longer get rich quick. This is no longer hype. There's a whole new level to this game. And here's what I'm going to tell you: the most patient, the most long term horizon, and the person who has an actual game plan will win 100% of the time. But if you're price sensitive and you're waiting for a price prediction, you're going to get wrecked every single time. So my channel is all about staying calm, staying stoic, and looking at the facts, figures, numbers, logic. We celebrate the red and we calmly sell the green, and we feed our ecosystem. Remember, cash is trash. Cash flow is king. We need deflationary assets that have fixed supplies that beat inflation. We want to have some protection. I don't know what that looks like for you, but I like the cash value life insurance. And then we want to understand the opposite of what happened on Friday is responsible leverage. You have to get on the right side of this US dollar that is inflating every single year. So what I'm here to do is to keep you calm, to keep you stoic. On the back end, I share with you exactly what I'm doing. So I'm going to break down the real game on what is actually happening here. Okay. So if you haven't subscribed, a lot of people that are watching these videos have not hit subscribe. Hit that notification button. I'm coming to you guys every single day, bringing you information to keep you calm, to keep you stoic. But please understand, Bitcoin is here to stay. XRP is here to stay. A lot of them are going to get wrecked. I would focus and consolidate into the top cryptos that you believe are going to be part of the new infrastructural change. I'm only ever going to speak to the truth that I believe, and I will stick with it, and I will share my plan on the back end of every video. Okay, so this is important, guys. This is how much the game has changed. You've been listening to me since 2020. You've seen I've been reporting this stuff. These people are super against crypto, and now IMF managing director Christina Georgievina tells countries accept the reality. Fiat money is moving digital.
But generally, you tell them to embrace it?
I'm telling countries, accept reality. Fiat money is moving digital. The developments in crypto, both unbacked and backed, they're happening with exponential speed.
Guys, it's here. Okay, now what you have to do is you have to stay calm. You have to stay calm. We go live every single day in our academy. We're keeping people calm, stoic. If you're trying to get rich quick and you're focused on a short-term mindset and you're focused on these price predictions and you think that's going to save you, you're going to get wrecked. Please listen to me. I know I lose a lot of followers when I talk about this stuff because you want the hype, you want the excitement. That's not how wealth is built. But we do have a beautiful opportunity to take advantage of stuff like this. This is the stuff you need to stay grounded on. Just in, Congressman Troy Downing to introduce a bill that would cement President Bill's executive order to allow Bitcoin into 401k law. It is here, family. Just in, corporations now own over 1.02 million Bitcoin after buying the most BTC ever in Q3. Interesting. You're experiencing volatility, you're experiencing fear. Guys, that was a massive liquidation. They were trying to freak out retail. They're trying to consolidate the exchanges. The same shit happened in 1929 if you watch my videos. Okay, it's the same game every single time. Crypto is coming to TradFi, traditional finance. Traditional finance wants a piece of crypto. Traditional finance is a dominant force. 5% of the population has exposure to crypto. Do you think that 5% is going to convert the 95%, or do you think the 95% or the 5% is going to be put into where the 95% is? That's how it's going to happen. So here's what's happening in corporations, and the smart corporations are building Bitcoin treasuries, in my opinion. We built one within our company, and all a treasury means for us is we're not doing the Michael Saylor thing. We're buying more, leveraging more. We're buying Bitcoin, XRP, and dividend strategies. My exact personal strategy for our company, because my job is to grow the enterprise value of my companies. And I feel that is the best way to beat the debasement of the US dollar. So Brian Armstrong put this is where the narrative really kicks in. You heard her talk about, I mean, guys, she's the bank of banks. This is the bank of banks. Let me go back to this really quickly. Let me IMF, International Monetary Fund. You got the BIS, Bank of International Settlements, right? They were all saying no to crypto. Absolutely not. No. She's saying embrace it. It's here. Get ready. Okay. Brian Armstrong, check this out. This is how much growth you have over the next 5 years. Crypto markets at 4 trillion. It's under 4 trillion right now. Global equity markets is over. I've been telling you guys this. I think it's 111 trillion. So he puts 100 trillion here, 25x bigger. Bringing that outdated financial system on change is a huge opportunity. So that's the bullishness you need to look at, the long term. Everything's coming on chain. Everything's coming into crypto. Now, your job is to figure out which companies, which cryptos are going to be part of that infrastructural change. That's your job. That's your research. Okay. I bought into what I believe. Now you need to figure out with conviction what you believe. And that's how you win. You're convicted. You hold. Okay. You have a profit taking plan. You enter on the way down. You do the opposite of everybody else. The reason why you're panic selling is because you don't believe in what you're invested in. Okay. It gets better and better. SEC Paul Chair Atkins says crypto, digital assets, and tokenization are job one. His number one job at the SEC. We went from Gary Gensler trying to destroy crypto to his number one job at the SEC is focusing on building strong framework to attract innovators back into the US. Okay, this goes on to the narrative even more around tokenization. This is securitized. This is Ripple partnered with Securitized through BlackRock. Remember, tokenization is happening now. Look at the growth. Look at the absolute growth in tokenization since 2021, guys. You need a shock to the system to change consumer behaviors. Look at the growth from 2024 to 2025. Look at that. Unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable growth. And we know Securitize partnered with Ripple through BlackRock. Okay. Speaking of BlackRock, Larry Fink, here he is talking about again. Larry Fink is working to dominate the whole system in tokenization, guys. The number one asset manager in the world, the number two holder in Bitcoin outside of Satoshi, is telling you what they're doing.
Investment technology and now digital. We're the firm that more and more people are going to worldwide.
What do you mean by digital?
I do believe we're just at the beginning of the tokenization of all assets, from real estate to equities, the bonds, across the board.
It's very loud here.
Yeah, Lee, that was really loud. But yeah, everything's going to be tokenized, guys. And so this is the important part. You have to stay bullish in the long term. Why I'm bringing this up and being so stoic and calm and trying to really get to you right now is, guys, it's going to be bumpy as shit. There's a whole new realm of people playing in this game. The $19 billion liquidation on Friday showed you from a $2 billion liquidation. We had so think about this. Pandemic, we had a flash crash, right? 1.9 billion. 2022 FTX, I think that was 2 billion, around 2 billion. This one was $19 billion, guys. That's why you don't play games with your money. Okay. Build a plan, dollar cost average, exit if you need to when it goes up calmly. And I'm going to show you how I exit. Hold Bitcoin forever. Don't sell it. And build an ecosystem that beats the inflationary US dollar. Okay, and I'll share with you exactly what I do. But listen to this. You got to stay bullish, guys. Listen.
But the real bull story for crypto is just the slow moving freight train of institutional investment. I've probably done a half dozen meetings with institutional investors and financial advisors over the last 2 days. None of them talked about what happened over the weekend. None of them talked about the liquidations Melton talked about. They talked about this need to get exposure to crypto. They're currently on 0. They're going to 5%. That's the big story. It's a slow moving bull market, but it's a very strong.
That's massive, guys. Do you guys realize how massive that is? I was talking to a very powerful person yesterday that deals with a lot of clients, and it was the same conversation. He's like, man, we need to open up the conversation to my clients around this. It's happening, guys. So red is your friend if you believe and you're convicted. Green is where you should get anxiety. Warren Buffett got wealthy in the bear markets. Coach JV in the Warrior Academy, we built wealth when it was red. It's when it's boring, when it's scary, That's when the deals are. When it's green, when it's hypey, when everybody's excited and euphoria hits, that's where people get absolutely wrecked, like Friday. Okay, so remember, Charlie Munger said it the best: chasing women, liquor, and leverage will ruin your portfolio and your family's legacy. Okay. I'm going to talk about my capital DR strategy in just a moment, which includes leverage, but I'm going to tell you the responsible way, what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about leverage trading. I'm not talking about over leveraging crypto to buy more crypto. I'm talking about buying using smart debt. I beat inflation. I'm going to teach you inflation. Okay. Now, this is the crypto markets right now. Looks like Bitcoin's at 111, ETH at 4,000. We got BNB at 1,100. XRP sitting at 246. I mean, just beautiful to see those prices, those buy-in prices, man. If you're a long-term holder, I love this red. I think this is absolutely beautiful. Okay, so this is our demo account. This is Merlin. Okay, so we teach people how to take profits. Number one, this keeps you organized. All your cryptos are in one place. Look at daily gains and losses, change in prices, has your total gain, has your total value. So this example portfolio right here, it's like, boom, you got an exit plan. You click your exit plan. We show you how to set up a profit-taking plan. You put in your strategy. We use a 50-50. I personally do. And then here's an example, right? So if you say I'm going to exit 50% of my portfolio at 15% at this price, it tells you exactly how many tokens to take. And we send you an alert. We don't do the trade for you. And the reason why is because this is not attached to your exchange or your crypto, only to show data. So the powerful thing is when you're traveling around, use Merlin for safety, guys. Nobody can hack your crypto. So don't be on weird Wi-Fi's or at work looking at your portfolio. Use Merlin to look at your portfolio. It's just data. If someone hacks your Merlin, they hack data. They can't get anything. That we're not connected to your crypto. Okay. So it's not an exchange. You can't buy and sell, but we send you an alert when you get close to your targets to go to your exchange and sell. Okay. So how do you do this? You go to how-to videos, boom. We teach you exactly how to do an exit plan. If you get stuck, we have amazing on face-to-face customer service. We are the greatest crypto tracker in the world. We are growing rapidly. This is my company. I'm the co-founder and creator of Merlin, the smartest way to track your crypto. So if you go down below in the description of my video, you can get it 30 days for free. You can try it. That's how confident we are. For 30 days, you can try it for free. Set up your portfolio, set up your exit plan. You're going to absolutely love it. In my bio, click the link, 30 days for free. Again, I'm the co-founder and creator of Merlin, the smartest way to track your crypto. We built it from the ground up. This is not some white label app. 38,000 lines of code built to build this because we are big on profit taking. We are big on organization. We're big on calmness and stoicism and seeing the overarching 30,000 foot overview. That's a tool that we use to keep our crypto safe, to keep our family safe, and to keep our ecosystem on point. Okay, so the thing that we need to really understand is inflation. Let's take out XRP, take out Bitcoin, take out gold, take out real estate, take out all investable assets, okay? And I just want you, this is how my brain works. It's exactly how I make my investments, okay? What we do know is the US dollar's collapsed 96 to 97% since 1913. That's a fact, okay? You can't deny that, okay? Since 1971, we detached from the gold standard. Our money is fake. It's fiat. It's fake. It's fake money. It's not even real. It's monopoly money. We have 120% debt to income ratio. The bond market is destroyed. Fiat currency is dying off. It has to change, guys. So you store your money in the US dollar, okay? And you exit into the US dollar that lost 11% of its purchasing power this year alone. 24% from 2020 to 2025. So your signal should be, oh, silver's at an all-time high. Oh, gold's at an all-time high. Huh, Bitcoin's at an all-time high. The key to that, fix supply deflationary assets. That's your signal. I don't care what you invest in, but I'm going to share with you what I do based on economic signals, not on hype, not on bullshit, not on price predictions. I do it to protect my family's wealth, to grow my family's cash flow, and to protect them for life and legacy. Okay. So cash flow is C in capital DR. Cash flow, cash flow, cash flow. I created cash flowing businesses. So that may be your job. Okay. You should save first, then spend. Americans spend, then save what's left. Okay. First is richest man in Babylon. You need to save 10%. Okay. What I do is income that comes in outside of my debts and non-negotiables, I take 10% and I put it into dividends that pay me cash. So I get money from earned income. I put it into dividends that pay me passive income. So I made my money make money. Any excess outside of that, it sits in a savings account waiting for the markets to come down like Friday. Boom, I buy in. I buy deflationary assets. XRP and Bitcoin are my number 1 and number 2. Key, deflationary assets. You can do gold, you can do silver, whatever you believe will beat inflation. Just start looking at it from a different lens. This is why I love red, because you see red, I see green. You see your bank account, you see 100,000, I see 3% purchasing power. You have to change your brain. Okay. Then when we go parabolic and it goes up, and I don't care when it goes parabolic. When it does, it does. If it's not, I get to accumulate more. I have a long-term mindset. I think 2030 and reverse engineer. Then I'll build a new plan from 2030 and beyond, right? That's the great reset, the great change, right? So what I do is when it's super red, I just buy. That's it, because I believe in what I'm invested in. I'm not hype trained. I'm not like, if it hits these price predictions, man, I'm a very happy man. But I don't bank on that. Okay. I have an ecosystem that's how you build. You build an ecosystem. It's financially, spiritually, physically. You have to have an ecosystem. You should never be just all in one asset class. That's dangerous. It's very dangerous. Things can happen, guys. What if XRP doesn't make it? What if Bitcoin doesn't make it? What if gold, whatever? You have to look at scenarios and be diversified. Okay. Is that going to happen? No. Like, I believe and I'm convicted that it will be here. So cash flow into deflationary assets that have fixed supply is opposite of the US inflationary dollar. When these assets profit, we're going to move Bitcoin into leverage. Okay. When these assets profit, I pull profits. I hold 50% forever. I'm exiting 50% on the way up, and I stuff it first into cash value life insurance. Why would you do that? Because it is the greatest way. You saw everybody get leveraged on Friday. Guess what? If you borrow against your insurance, there's no liquidation risk. Zero. So you guys are borrowing a ton off your digital. People are saying, store your assets, borrow off your assets. What if another flash crash happens and you don't have the money to right size that? You're screwed. On insurance, I can borrow whatever, whatever cash value I have accumulated, another cash value. You need to put cash in them. That's why the insurance industry and agents get this place a bad rap. They're Lamborghinis. You got to put money in them. You can't put regular. You got to put premium gas in them. They need cash in them, right? So when you have these big liquidity events, I stuff cash in there, then I can borrow at 5% from the insurance company. My money is still in there compounding. If the market's getting 7, I borrow at 5, I'm making 2. And then guess what? I take that money and I buy cash flow. I'm dual compounding. So that's why I take profits. Everybody's worried about capital gains. It's like, well, if you're worried about capital gains, say you get a 20% capital gain, but then you're borrowing at 10% from your own asset, and then it comes collapsing down. It's like, you got to look at you got to look broader at the numbers. I'm paying some capital gains, stuffing it into cash value life insurance that I can borrow at 5% to take that 5% with zero liquidation risk and buying more assets. Then on the digital asset side, which is L, leverage, this is how I don't get wrecked. I only leverage my Bitcoin, which I'm never selling. Number 2 is I leverage 25% or less of the overall portfolio. Number 3 is I make sure whatever I leverage, okay, we just bought an insurance firm. Somewhere in my ecosystem, I have the ability to right size that if the market comes collapsing down. So if I start to get liquidated and it comes down, we have cash, we have some sort of asset out there that is allocated to pay that off. So we're using OPM, but we have our money just in case. Okay. Took a while to get there, but now we're there. Okay. So we bought our insurance firm, borrowed from Salt with a DeFi loan, low leverage, 25%, borrowed at 14%. We bought the firm. It was already generating cash. And that's the only way I'll do it. If I know an asset's going to go up or generate cash, only if I can guarantee it's going to go up to pay it off. Boom, it's paid off. I said it was going to be April. We're already paid off. So we bought an insurance firm and we made 36% on our money through DeFi. Okay. Completely debt free now. That's how winning is done. I have very low personal debt, very low personal debt. I have a home, that's debt. I have, almost all my credit cards are paid off. Very low personal. My debt is on the business side and on the asset side, only if I'm buying something that generates income. Okay. That's an ecosystem. That's not hype. That's why we're calm. That's why if you come in the Warrior Academy, you're going to see the calmness. You're going to see us constantly going live in there. Relax, take a deep breath. Because the fact is, you don't want to get rich quick. Trust me, you don't. If you're not mentally, spiritually, and physically prepared for this, you're going to get wrecked. Ask all the rich people in the bull market last year that are broke now, that are fighting and scratching and crawling. And that's why they were over leveraged on Friday. because they're like trying to make up this gap that they created because of greed. Guys, we're not Michael Saylor. We don't have billions of dollars to leverage. Don't play games with your cryptocurrency. Leverage is like a match. It can burn the house down or it can light the way. And for most people, if they're leveraging because they're trying to rush to something, you're going to get wrecked. If you're leveraging because you're calm and stoic and understand how to use OPM, other people's money, how to transmute into cash flow, you're going to win. Okay. So I hope this information reaches your heart well. This is happening, guys. It's here. It's here. It's going to be your ability to stay calm, to stay stoic, and stay in the game for a long enough period of time to access that new paradigm. So I hope this information helps. I love you guys. Down below, also, you can join my Warrior Academy. I also have tons of free information. I have a whole free section here on YouTube. I'm trying to get as much. I tell you everything I do, right? If you watch my videos, I tell you my portfolio. I tell you my exact ecosystem. But if you need further education or want to learn my Capital DR strategy, I'm an educator. I do not invest people's crypto. I'm an educator, okay? I teach you and empower you how to build systems. So if you want to learn how to build my ecosystem, click the description of this video down below. You can join my academy or set up a call with my team, a strategy call, and my social media platform as well. We love you guys. We appreciate you. As we always say, Warriors, let's get your shit together. God bless you.